How's it going, guys? It's Marcus, and I think it's time for me to try my hand to talk about some One Piece. If you guys didn't know, I'm a huge One Piece fan. I never watched it a whole lot growing up, but decided one day, a couple years ago, I wanted to catch up with the series to see what all the hype was about. After watching the first few episodes, I got so deep into the series that I fully caught up to the Luffy versus Doflamingo area, which was where the anime was at the time, in a matter of 2 or 3 months, skipping filler. Needless to say, I had no life whatsoever during that time, but it was, high-key worth it. After catching up to the anime, I started reading and researching the manga as well, and have been fully caught up with both since the Whole Cake Island arc. But enough summary of my One Piece journey. Today I'm going to be talking about one of my current favorite characters in the series, Charlotte Katakuri. Charlotte Katakuri-sama. The strongest of the 3 sweet commanders of the Big Mom Pirates, the second son of the Charlotte family, and currently has the highest known bounty in the series with 1,057,000,000 berries. Ever since this guy was introduced to the public back in chapter 860, I've been in love with him and couldn't wait to see what he was capable of. To me, Katakuri is one of, if not the best designed character in the entire series for me. Just look at him. The short spiky hair, the giant scarf, the leather vest with no undershirt, the cowboy boots, he's buff as hell. Compared to the other Big Mom Pirates designs, he just looks so much more badass. The whole theme of the Big Mom Pirates has been characters that have very complex color schemes and somewhat goofy personalities, like Charlotte Sparrow, or even just the usage of very bright colors in their design, like Charlotte Oven, whose color scheme is pretty much all bright orange. Katakuri kind of sticks out compared to the rest of his family in that regard. Even his weapon is insanely unique. Like, look at Cracker. Cracker, he uses a sword, and then you look at Smoothie, she uses a sword, but then you see Katakuri.
By the power of Neptune!
He's using a damn trident. And granted, his hair was revealed to be crimson colored to keep a little bit of the Big Mom Pirate theme within him, having colorful schemes. But the majority of his design is so sharp and intimidating, which a lot of the other Big Mom Pirates don't really have, in my opinion, at least on his level. I still like her crew as a whole, but my love for Katakuri is just so much higher compared to my love for any of her other crew members or family members. Can't forget his bounty, obviously. Anybody who has over a 1 billion berry bounty in the One Piece world is no laughing matter. Jack was the first one to have a bounty of 1 billion, and he fought the entire Mink tribe for 5 days straight before using the gas weapon on them. Even before using the gas weapon, he was holding his own against Inuyarashi and Nekomamushi pretty well and wasn't showing any real signs of fatigue. So imagine rewatching Jack's actions in the anime or rereading them in the manga, right? Then right after you look at Katakuri and remember that his bounty is higher than Jack's. Granted, bounties don't necessarily mean one pirate is automatically stronger than a pirate who has a lower bounty, but in this case I think it does. The fact that Jack was introduced so early compared to other members of Kaido's crew leads me to believe he isn't the strongest of the 3 disasters or calamities in Kaido's crew. But what makes him so strong to be able to live up to such a high bounty? For starters, he's trained his observation haki so much that he's able to see a little bit into the future. This ability is so useful for fighting because Katakuri can predict what his opponent will do before they even know they're going to do it. He was able to use this future vision to see Pudding breaking down and crying because she wasn't able to kill Sanji at the altar. He was able to see Luffy's intentions of breaking the Mother Caramel photo, as well as predicting Luffy's use of Gear 4th during their fight. And lastly, during combat, he can use this observation haki to change the shape of his body to give off the illusion of intangibility like a Logia Devil Fruit user has. This use of observation haki can even dodge attacks that are empowered by armament haki. The only setback to this ability is Katakuri has to be in a calm state of mind or else it won't work. I can't help but give props to Katakuri for even having this ability. The manga specifically stated that he trained his observation haki to get to this level, which meant a lot of hard work for him in order for him to be able to use it. I appreciate that a lot with Katakuri's character because that just proves even more that he is really the hardest working one in the Charlotte family. He's always the one keeping his siblings in check. Brule even went as far as calling him the greatest thing the Charlotte family has ever produced. He's not even the oldest either, and yet he's the strongest out of all the children. Sparrow, his older brother, would probably get bodied. Hell, even Katakuri's triplet brothers Daifuku and Oven would lose. Don't get me wrong, those 3 characters are strong, but there's gotta be a reason why none of those guys are sweet commanders and Katakuri is. The manga has always been implying that the commanders of a Yonko pirate crew are the strongest members of that crew behind the captain themselves. Like, I remember reading that chapter and reading Brule's dialogue of her gassing up Katakuri, and you can see her dialogue boxes around him, and he's just standing there looking like a beast, and I'm thinking to myself, yeah, Brule, you're kind of right, my boy is pretty perfect, I'm not gonna lie. Now let's talk about his devil fruit, which is the Mochi Mochi no Mi. Originally thought to be a Logia fruit due to Jinbei saying it was, but then it was revealed to be a special Paramecia type fruit. This Devil Fruit has been such an enjoyment to watch in action and fits Katakuri so well. The Mochi Mochi no Mi has a lot of similarities to Luffy's Gomu Gomu no Mi. Both have the properties of stretching one's body parts to enhance the user's hand-to-hand combat, although it has been shown that Katakuri is able to do the same moves as Luffy but with greater power. For instance, when Luffy used an elephant gun against Katakuri, but Katakuri was able to duplicate the attack with a punch that was twice the size of Luffy's. This doesn't necessarily mean the fruit itself is more powerful, but I just think Katakuri has more experience with his fruit powers than Luffy does. However, Katakuri's Devil Fruit powers have a sticky property to them similar to Treble's Beta Beta no Mi. So it's kind of like Luffy's Gomu Gomu no Mi with a bit of Treble's Beta Beta no Mi properties mixed in there. It's been so fun watching Luffy and Katakuri fight because Luffy has never fought against another opponent with powers and a fighting style so similar to his before. The fight has really been putting Luffy to the test, and I feel like he'll definitely learn a lot from it when it's over, as well as potentially learn some new techniques while the fight is still happening, because, you know, technically the fight is still going on right now. Katakuri's powers have so much versatility. He can use a move called Block Mochi, which gives his fists and arms square-like properties, and he combines it with Armament Haki to increase the power of the punch even more. The force of his Block Mochi punches was enough to have Luffy's fists swelling when both of Luffy's hands had Armament Haki on them as well. Katakuri is also an awakened Devil Fruit user like Doflamingo and can turn all of his surroundings into mochi, which he used to create a giant mochi-style type cake to bury Luffy alive. Watching Katakuri in action has been the highlights of this arc for me. Seeing one of the Emperor's second-in-command fighting in so many of these chapters really lets you get a good idea of how strong the crews of the Yonko are. Now, the Yonko crews are the strongest pirate crews in the world, after all. Especially with Katakuri keeping such a collected attitude for almost the entire fight as of now. He was fighting Luffy with complete sincerity as well. He even said he wasn't underestimating Luffy at all. Katakuri is just that confident in his own abilities to defeat him. Now, although Katakuri's personality is mostly kind of edgy and really calm and serious, unlike a lot of the other Big Mom crew members, he still has personality traits that keep him fit in with the rest. For instance, his love of sweets just like his mother. Because of the fight with Luffy, he wasn't able to have his afternoon snacks on time. When Katakuri is eventually seen later on in the chapter enjoying his snack time, he showed a more gluttonous side of himself that stems from his mother's personality. Gorging down on giant donuts while laying down enjoying himself, he's singing to himself about how good the donuts are while eating. Keep in mind, this man is 48 years old, and his bounty is over $1 billion. I guess it's not completely his fault, it's just Big Mom's genetics, I suppose. We were able to see Katakuri's mouth for the first time as well, which was exciting to see. Prior to this chapter, there were so many speculations what his mouth looked like under his scarf, and honestly, I wouldn't have even minded not seeing his mouth at all before his eventual downfall. Having that giant scarf covering his mouth looks so badass already. Now, it was kind of like with Doflamingo's sunglasses, you know, I didn't really mind not seeing his eyes. But seeing his mouth unveiled made him look just as much of a badass as before. He was already a very intimidating looking person with just his height and what clothes he wore, but after seeing those sharp fangs, my love for his design increased, if anything. And after I saw it, I was thinking, maybe that's why Big Mom named him Katakuri, or rather Dogtooth, since he has dog-like teeth. I've never been much of a fan of calling him Dogtooth, since Katakuri just rolls off the tongue more smoothly in my opinion. It just sounds cooler to say. It is odd, though, how his teeth are so sharp-like, but his other two triplet brothers, Daifuku and Oven, have normal teeth. Since they're triplets, they all have the same mother and father, so I just found that kind of strange how Katakuri was the only one who had teeth like that, but they're still cool nonetheless. I can't help but respect Katakuri for the devotion he has to his family. He's willing to do anything to help his mother achieve her goals and protect his siblings. He's the perfect balance of a Big Mom pirate member. Super strong and actually looks super intimidating with a mostly serious personality, but at the same time has a goofy side where he'll eat like a 5-year-old just like his mother does, you know, still make him feel like he's a Big Mom pirate. I can't wait what else is in store for his character. Like I said earlier, in the most recent chapter, his fight with Luffy was put on hold, but I know it isn't the end. Luffy wouldn't be clutching onto Brule outside if he didn't plan on going back in there to conclude things with Katakuri. Oda's not an idiot. He knows that everybody's been enjoying this fight and it needs to have a proper conclusion. I also can't wait to hear how he'll sound in the anime as well. Say what you want about Toei, but I still love hearing what these characters end up sounding like to really feel more emotion from them, whether they're fighting or giving a speech, etc. That is going to be it for this video, though. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to leave a like down below if you enjoyed, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe. Also, let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts on Charlotte Katakuri. Do you love him? Do you hate him? Are you indifferent? I'd love to know. But until then, I will see you guys next time. Peace out. Take care. Bye-bye.